It's so interesting how many webtoon to anime adaptations are happening. There's Solo Leveling, there's Lookism, there's Tower of God, there's God of High School, there's True Beauty now. Like, what is happening? And I think a lot of producers in the film and animation industry are really starting to realize that the webtoon industry, well, first off, it's like estimated to be worth $60 billion by 2030, which is like only in a couple years. But also they're realizing that there's a lot of underutilized intellectual property and stories in the webtoon space versus like manga. You know, they're pumping out lots of anime from the manga space. Meanwhile, you have a ton of webtoons sitting on millions and millions, hundreds of millions, sometimes even billions of reads that haven't gotten adaptations yet. So that being said, I still think that webtoon is a long way away from having the international influence of manga, right? Because a lot of us grew up like watching Dragon Ball, Naruto, Bleach, whatever, you know, One Piece, but not really growing up with, you know, reading webtoons because it's a relatively new medium, right? It came with the digital world, not so much like the print world like manga did. But we're kind of shifting into a world where, you know, first off, anime is a lot more popular, but also the next generation of kids could grow up reading webtoons and growing up on like webtoon anime or live action, instead of reading or watching stuff like you and I, where we grew up, may have watched, you know, Naruto or Dragon Ball or whatever shonen BS. I'm not saying that everyone grew up watching shonen, but for the most part, like when anime was coming to, you know, the West, it was mostly just shonen, frontlining Japanese culture for the most part. Yeah, it's interesting that webtoons could be that thing for a lot of people in the next generation.